How's it going, Guardian? Shifty here, and I'm back with my third solo Grandmaster video for the week. I've already posted a run for Hunters and a run for Titans, and in this one I'm going to be doing a run on a Warlock. In each run I used a different loadout, and in this one I'm going to be using Polaris Lance. Also, this one is going to include commentary along the way. I want to make this intro brief, but before I get into my loadout, if you end up enjoying the video, make sure to hit that like button, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright, for my subclass of choice, I went with top Tree Voidwalker. This is arguably one of the best Warlock branches in PvE content. Then for my exotic, I of course have Contraverse Hold, which improves charging for void grenades. Then for my weapons, I have the 7th Seraph Officer Revolver for overload champions and to generate Warmind cells. And for my energy weapon, I have the Polaris Lance, which is for barrier champions. And lastly, for my heavy weapon, I have the Royal Entry Void Rocket Launcher with Impulse Amplifier and Lasting Impression. And for my armor mods, I'll quickly show you each piece of armor, and if you need to see anything in more detail, just pause the video. Alright, and that is it for my loadout in this one. Without wasting any more time, let's jump into it.
Escaped prisoners are destabilizing the reef. Came back to finish the job.
Right at the beginning here, I'm just going to take out all of these goblins with my 7th Seraph Revolver. This will start to increase the count on my way to a Warmind cell. That way when I get out to the larger group of enemies, I'll be able to generate a Warmind cell and take out pretty much all of them. I'm going to try to get as many enemies as I can in my grenade. And there's a Warmind cell. I just got to get in position to shoot it. And as you can see, that takes out pretty much every ad in the area. There's a couple back by the overload yet. So here's the general strategy I'm taking for overloads. First, I'm going to stun it, then shoot a rocket on it, reload my rocket, swap to my hand cannon to put overload rounds on it again. This should give me enough time to reload and re-stun it yet again. Then I can rocket it and repeat the process until it's defeated. And now that I'm done with the opening area, we can move on to the train section of the strike. This is my third solo GM posted for the week. I've done one on a Hunter and a Titan already. Between Contraverse Hold, my Vortex Grenade, Nova Bomb, and the mod that gives you Warmind cells on void splash damage kills, I had a lot of fun. And Polaris Lance is an amazing weapon. Alright, so now I just want to take out the goblins first and foremost, then I'm going to focus on this Hydra. I'm going to put one rocket on it and then use my grenade from there on. Alright, I have a grenade up, so I'm going to throw it on the Hydra. Take out the phalanxes while my grenade goes to town. I do have a grenade back up. So I do have my super now, but I'm still going to chip away at the unstoppable champion's health. The reason being, I want to be able to take it out with one melee stun. And I want to save my super for the next unstoppable champion, which isn't too far after this one. I am going to take the unstoppable down to about 2/3 of its health. Alright, now that it's down to about 2/3 health, I'm ready to go up and stun it and do the rest of the damage. So to do that, I'm going to throw a grenade, immediately stun it, shoot one rocket, swap to Polaris Lance, and then go to town on its crit spot. After all of that, it's low enough where I can finish it. Next up is a barrier champion, and you can pretty much stay out of range of this one, especially with Polaris Lance and a rocket launcher. If you stand far enough back, it won't shoot at you, so I'm just going to place a rocket on it right away and get ready to break its barrier. If you prime an explosive shot from Polaris Lance before it barriers and use that on the barrier, it'll do like 1/3 of the barrier's health. And Polaris Lance made that champion easy. I'm maxed up on heavy ammo again. I'm going to toss a grenade on these two goblins while I take the one in the distance out. Polaris Lance is honestly a great weapon, and it's a great anti-champion weapon that I don't see a lot of people using. There is an unstoppable champion at this point, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bait it over here. I'm going to get my grenade ready, head in for the melee, rocket, and then super. That should make it weak enough to at least finish, if not outright kill it. Now I can simply stay in the distance and take out the remaining enemies in the area. What I'm going to do is get an explosive payload shot on this honored phalanx and then put it on the unshielded enemies. The reason being is the explosive round won't even affect the honored phalanx because it won't go through the shield. And I might as well get that extra damage on the other enemies while I'm waiting. So now I'm just going to Polaris Lance this barrier champion from a distance. It shouldn't even shoot at me from way back here. I did use one rocket on it, but I'm going to finish it off with Polaris Lance. And there we are, that barrier champion was easy enough. Just going to quickly clear out this opening room here. See if I can get a war myself from this grenade. I didn't quite get one, but that's alright. I should be close to getting one, which will be great for the next room. Alright, now that this room is cleared out, I'm going to push forward and use this spot as cover. I'm going to wait until some of the enemies spawn, place a rift, and then throw a grenade right where those goblins off to the left are going to walk. And I'll just simply go right for this barrier champion. That Warmind cell combined with the second rocket made that first barrier champion really easy. And Contraverse Hold just lets me spam grenades wherever I want, basically. I think with all the Warmind cells destroyed, I've cleared out the remaining goblins in the room, so I can go for the next barrier champion. I'm going to do that right from this spot. I'm going to wait for a train to pass. I'm going to go for the barrier with Polaris Lance. I'm just going to see if I can finish it off with Polaris Lance here. Now all that should be left is the Hydra, and I can spam my Vortex Grenade. You can either stay in that spot, or you can head off to the left just like this. I'll just use one rocket on it. And I let my grenade get the kill to generate a Warmind cell. Then when the next wave of enemies spawns, I'm simply going to destroy the Warmind cell to do some damage to most of the enemies. I don't quite have my grenade up, otherwise I would have put it on this group of enemies. I have it up now. Once I defeat enough adds in the area, the boss should come out from behind that barrier. I think after I take these two goblins out, I should be good to go. There was the audio cue. Now I'm going to get ready to super it right over in the middle of the room. As soon as my super hits, I'm going to rock it. And I am just going to spam my rockets at it because that will take a decent chunk of its health out. I don't know how much heavy ammo is lying around the room, so I'm going to hang on to one rocket just to be safe because I'm going to need it for the unstoppable champions in the next section. Polaris Lance does a fine job at doing damage to this boss if you don't want to use heavy ammo. Alright, here's a little bit of heavy. So I'm up to 5 rockets, which isn't bad. Alright, at this section I'm going to try to generate a Warmind cell. Looks like I already have one for my hand cannon kill. That one Warmind cell took out a large group of enemies, and there's plenty of heavy ammo lying on the ground here as well. I'm just going to pick away at some of these enemies from a distance. And I'm going to try to lure this first unstoppable champion. Looks like I already got its attention. So I'm going to back away and hide and prepare my grenade. I'm going to place it where it's going to walk, stun it, and then rocket it, swap to Polaris Lance, and do some more damage. Since I didn't chip away at first, I didn't get it low enough where I could finish it, so I'm going to have to rotate around this cover. This will protect you from any of the Unstoppable's attacks, while also giving you the opportunity to shoot its crit spot. Unfortunately, I already got the second Unstoppable Champion's attention, and I don't quite have my melee up yet. So I'm going to chip away at it a little bit with my rocket launcher, but otherwise I'm going to keep rotating around this cover again. The reason I keep using rockets is because I want to chip away at its health because I don't think I'm going to have my super in time. So I'll go in for the stun, throw a rocket, swap to Polaris, and this should weaken it enough where I can finish it. There we go. Perfect. There's plenty of ammo lying around here on the ground. I'm going to leave that one brick back here. I just have to remember it's there. I think scout rifles are one of the best weapons for Grandmaster Nightfalls. They do decent damage and allow you to stay back at a safe distance. Alright, we just have a few more enemies before the mine room. Alright, looks like everything's cleared out. I'm going to make sure all my... This is probably the most challenging part of the entire strike. Alright, so first I'm going to head off to the left here where there's a spot that's relatively safe and throw a grenade to try to generate a Warmind cell. If I do get a Warmind cell, that will help clear out most of the room of regular enemies. Now all that should be left are the champions. And most of the time from this spot you can go for the barrier colossus without too much trouble. And again, Polaris Lance is going to make this barrier champion extremely easy. I let my grenade finish off the kill so I could get another Warmind cell. Turns out there was actually another legionary hiding somewhere. I'm going to head over here real quick to destroy some of the arc mines. This will help a little bit later when I have to capture the B and C mines. So now I'm going to go for this Overload champion. I'm going to throw a grenade in its general area, then try to stun it. Then I'm going to immediately go for a rocket and do exactly what I did for the other Overload champions. Looks like I got the Unstoppable Champion's attention, which isn't great, but I still think I can get this Overload. Alright, that should be enough. Perfect. Sundering Blast took care of that champion for me. I'm going to go for the stun on this Unstoppable. I didn't intend to fight the Unstoppable yet, but it'll work out either way. I'm going to rotate around here and see if I can try to get it to fight these barrier hobgoblins. That's exactly what I wanted. Now the barrier and the unstoppable are fighting, and I'm going to go for the barrier champions now. The hard part here is trying to isolate one of the barrier champions because they tend to like to rotate in front of one another. And if they both tend to barrier at the same time, it's really hard to get the one behind it, especially if that's the one you're working on. I almost have this one barrier champion down. This grenade might do it. Alright, perfect. Usually after I get one barrier champion down, I try to make the choice. Do I want to keep the unstoppable champion up or the barrier champion up? Reason for this is I want to generate a Warmind cell right before the next phase, which will help me take out a few enemies. So I'm just going to take the usual approach to every barrier champion, just make sure I wait for the barrier. I'm going to strafe left and right so I avoid getting hit by every shot from it. And now I'm going to wait again for it to barrier so that I can generate a Warmind cell either with my grenade or Sundering Blast. And there we are. Sundering Blast generated a Warmind cell for me. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to toss a grenade on the left door, then destroy the Warmind cell. After that, I'm going to rotate around to the left to fight the barrier champion that's going to be right up front here. I have just under a minute to take care of both a barrier champion and an unstoppable champion. So my rocket should make it barrier. And the barrier champion is down, so I need to go for the unstoppable champion that's over to the right. I have 24 seconds to deal with it. So it should be right here. I'm going to get a grenade ready. I'm going to try to get it to jump up here. Alright, throw my grenade, stun it, rocket, super. And now I'm going to run away towards the A mine. The second rocket I placed on that unstoppable was enough to take it out, even though I didn't have it stunned anymore. Now that the A mine is captured, I'm heading over to the B mine. At this mine, you can hide in the crevice in the rock here. As soon as I captured this, I'm going to make my way straight to C. C can be a little bit difficult. There's usually 4 goblins there, but sometimes there can also be a yellow bar minotaur. Looks like in my case, the yellow bar minotaur is there. So I do have a little bit of time. I'm going to shoot my rocket from a distance here. And I'm going to get onto the mine. I'm going to just duck on the very edge of it. You have to make sure you're far enough in here because earlier I was standing in the mine and capturing it, but I was just enough outside of it where the timer was still going as well. I just want to make note of that so you know for sure. And now all we have left for this segment is a boss fight. rocket the boss. This should take out the phalanx around it. Alright, perfect. I did place a rocket on the boss, but for the most part I'm just going to use my grenade to take the boss out. This is what's great about the Vortex Grenade and Contraverse Hold. If you don't want to use heavy ammo, or you don't have your super up, or you don't want to use either of them, you can simply use your grenade to do damage to a boss if you're in a safe spot. This is going to come in handy for the boss fight as well. I only have one rocket on me, and I know there's some ammo in the arena, but I still want to save that for the boss fight. So it looks like I'm going to be full on heavy ammo heading into the boss arena.
Stand proud. You survived the prison of elders. Treasure waits below. It calls to you, yes. Retreat to airlock. You fought. You won. Your treasure.
Of course, there is one final obstacle before the boss fight: the champions in the boss arena. To take them out, I'm going to stand right on the platform where we land when we go down this tube. I'm going to prioritize the Overload champion first if I can. This is very similar to the Overload champion at the opening of the strike. So I'm going to go for the stun with my hand cannon, swap to my rocket, reload my rocket, swap back to my hand cannon to put an overload shot on it. This will prevent it from healing. Then I'm going to stun it again and shoot another rocket launcher. With the other champions battling it, I should do enough damage here to take it out. Since I'm using Polaris Lance, which effectively has infinite ammo, I can just keep spamming shots at the unstoppable Incendior. That, alongside the barrier champion on the left shooting at it, should do a decent amount of damage. I think if you make it this far into the strike, the key should be patience. Sure, it can be annoying to take out an unstoppable champion without stunning it, but I think it's worth it if you remain safe. Once you're done with these champions, you can head into the safe spot and you're basically home free for the entire boss fight. As soon as I take this unstoppable champion down, I'm going to go for either the right or left barrier champion. I want to leave one of the barrier champions up so I can head down into the arena and kind of get in place to be ready to get into the boss cheese. Since this barrier hobgoblin on the left is pretty free to shoot at, I'm going to go for that one. Not only that, but the barrier colossus is doing a lot of damage to it itself. Alright, that barrier champion is down, so all I have left is the barrier colossus on the right. I said I was going to head down there, but I do kind of have its attention, which isn't ideal. So I'm going to see what I can do here. I should still be able to get into the boss cheese if I kill it from up here. The barrier champion ended up hiding, so I have to head down into the arena, and it fully healed, so I'm going to have to start over here. That's alright though. I'm going to let my grenade do most of the work here. Right as this barrier colossus goes down, I'm going to head to my left and jump on a barrier, which will allow me to jump out of the arena. You'll see how it works in just a moment. I'm going to hop up here,
An old friend.
hop through this hole in the arena.
Judgment at hand.
You can either land right on the wall or land where I did, and then hop up onto the wall. Then you want to hop up here. This is a relatively safe spot for the entire boss fight. The boss is going to pass right by this big hole, and I'm going to super it right as it does. That'll do a decent chunk of damage right off the bat. In fact, it made it move to the middle of the arena to do its big solar attack. So my goal here is going to be to chip away at the boss with my primary weapon, my rocket launcher, my grenades, my super whenever it's up. At various stages throughout the boss fight, it will move to different parts of the arena to do its big solar attack.
Cabal.
You'll just have to be patient and wait for that to be done so it can make its way back over here. In addition to the solar attacks and waiting for the boss, there will be other enemies in the arena that can shoot you. You can take the enemies out with your grenade or your weapons. Here comes the boss again. It's in the prime position for me to rocket launch it, so I'm just going to shoot my rockets over there. Toss a grenade down there as well. Since it's right below me doing the solar attack, I can safely throw grenades on it. Since I am on a Warlock, I'm going to place my Rift periodically just to make sure I stay safe. And like I said, this is a relatively safe spot, but you can still get damaged. As you noticed earlier, I got a grenade thrown on me, which almost took me out if it weren't for my rift. In addition to that, enemies can shoot you up here, especially if they're off to the right. I got another super off on it. I'm just going to shoot right at the edge of its body. I have a grenade up, so I'm going to go for that in just a moment. Alright, it seems like there is a Minotaur out there that's locked onto me, so I'm going to take that out next. I don't quite have a grenade up, so I'm going to have to wait for that. I'm going to just back away until I'm safe. As soon as I get my grenade up, I'm going to put it on that Minotaur just to be cautious. There we go. And now I can resume damaging the boss. Alright, I think the boss is off to my right again, so I'm going to be spamming grenades at it whenever I can. My super is almost up as well. I'm going to throw that through the big hole there. Perfect. And at this point, I'm getting very close to defeating the boss. It looks like it should only take a few more grenades. Looks like the boss is moving a little bit. I was just going to shoot the boss to take it out, but it ended up doing its big solar attack, so I decided to back away to play it safe. Again, patience is key. I just have to wait for the boss to come this way again. I should almost have it here. And there we are. There's the platinum completion of the Warden of Nothing Grandmaster Nightfall on a Warlock using Polaris Lance. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe. I just want to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.